Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make one of my favorite quick comfort foods. It's grilled cheese with tomatoes, and it is as quick as it sounds. It's also very delicious and very comforting. So come on, let's cook. And for our grilled cheese and tomato delicious comfort food dish, we're going to use 2 pieces of whole wheat bread. This is one of those hearty whole wheat breads. Quite delicious. I like this better than white bread with this sandwich. We're using 3/4 of shredded cheese, and there are so many shredded cheeses to choose from. I chose a Fiesta blend, which I find it can really stand up to the tomatoes and the other ingredients. I have 2 Campari tomatoes. You can use 1 small tomato too. I just find that these are very sweet. And I have a tablespoon of butter divided in half, and we'll use that to brown each half of the sandwich. Now all we have to do is really prepare the tomatoes. In the meantime, I have my a frying pan, a small frying pan, on the stove preheating just under medium heat. So let me show you how to just chop up the tomatoes and put the sandwich together. So I did rinse these tomatoes off, and all we're going to do is cut the stemmy part off. Just discard that. And then we're just going to thin slice the tomatoes. And I'm not going to bother cleaning the pulp out because it actually adds some flavor to this sandwich. And as you're going to see, it's going to be encased in cheese. Warm, warm cheese. Just the way a sandwich should be. So just cut it into these thin slices. Put it over here. And then what I'm going to do is take about half of the cheese and put it on the bottom slice. And you can add a little bit less cheese, a little bit more cheese. Do this according to your taste. And I like the shredded cheese because it really does melt around the tomatoes. And you can certainly use sliced cheeses, 2 slices of cheese if you want, the cheese of your choice. But I just find that the sandwich comes out so nice when the tomatoes are all wrapped up in cheese. There we go. And now I'm going to put more of the cheese on top. And this will melt so nicely over the tomatoes and help to hold the sandwich together too. If I put the tomatoes on top of the cheese, then there's nothing sticking the bread to the tomatoes. And then we just cap this off. Just give it a nice press down. And you can see I did not use all that cheese. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that's about 3/4 cup. I probably could have just used a 1/2 cup of cheese too. And now I'm going to meet you over at the stove. So this pan is preheated just over medium heat, or just under medium heat for about 5 minutes. And now I'm just adding 1 tablespoon, 1/2 tablespoon of butter, and just coat the bottom of the pan. Okay. And then just carefully take the sandwich and set it in without letting it break up. You don't want to have a cheese spill into the pan. And now I'm just kind of moving it around to get that butter all over the bottom of the bread. And then occasionally pressing it down. And we're just going to let it cook like this. Let it brown for about 5 minutes, and then we'll take a look at the bottom of it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so 5 minutes later, I'm going to take the sandwich out and put it in the plate for a moment. Melt our other 1/2 tablespoon of butter. In a moment, you're going to see how the first half browned, how the first side browned. And carefully put this back in the plate. And you can see that's a nice browning, a nice buttery browning on that first half. And now we're going to do the same thing to the second half, 5 minutes. Let's just get that butter all over, and make sure to squish it down a little bit. Get that warmth into the cheese. And I'm going to leave this on for 5 more minutes. I'll be right back. And 5 minutes later, here we are. Give it one last squish. Make sure all that cheese is melted. And we're ready to take this out of the pan and put it on a plate. It's ready to eat. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this delicious grilled cheese with tomato sandwich. It is very comforting, especially if you serve it with some tomato bisque or one of those heartier soups. I can guarantee you, you will feel better by the time you're done. It's that delicious. If you want to get a printable recipe of this dish, you can visit my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you're going to find dozens and dozens of recipes and free video links for dishes that will just knock your socks off. You're absolutely going to like it, and I show you how to make them all the step-by-step way. So my name's Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode. You're gonna like it.